Hey, what's up, guys? It's Milan from HypePictures, and we've been getting a few requests on YouTube and Twitter telling us for you to hear about the PS4 specs that came out a few days ago, and we're going to give our take on it. And we've read up and researched it, Milan and Kieran, me and Kieran even. So I couldn't just read lines of specs to you. So we're going to actually give you some sort of analysis of what they mean. So I'm here with Kieran right now, and let's get started.
Right, so basically, first off, in the background you can see myself playing a domination game on Express. I think I got something like 50-66, which isn't that bad, but only because I haven't played for like a week, so can't be some slack, yeah?
That's pretty impressive.
So, first off, video memory. Uh, it's been rumored to have something like 2.2 gigs, which is pretty good. But I don't know what that compares to this Xbox 720 video memory, but 2.2 gig for a console isn't that bad.
Not at all,
However,
no, considering
yeah.
most laptops, like most laptops have 1 gig or 2 gig dedicated memory. So that extra 2.2 of a gig may not seem much, but it could actually be a nice performance boost for Sony side of things.
Yeah, but like I would have to admit I wouldn't mind seeing a bit more,
True.
but it's way stronger than what we have now. So
Then again, we're not like technicians, so we don't know what they're going to do because you can do a lot with 2 gig video memory, as we've seen with games like Far Cry. I mean, 256 video memory on the PS3. You've got Far Cry, looks amazing, looks really, really awesome. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly go over the RAM, which is 8 gigabytes apparently, according to the specs that were released. So leaked. I think this is a leak, isn't it, Kieran? Is it? Is it
I don't know. I think it's legit.
legit? Okay, right. So in that case, 8 gig is very good considering. Well, the MacBook Pro I have is 8 gig, 8 gig at 1600 megahertz RAM, and well, this thing is lightning fast. I love it. It's amazing. So what I mean when I'm talking about PlayStation, if we've got 8 gigs of RAM compared to what currently we have, which is 256 megabytes of RAM, that's going to be a very big difference, I think. And I think we're going to see that in games to come. It's just a shame, really, in my opinion, that Grand Theft Auto 5 just hit the end of the PlayStation 3 lifespan. Because I think maybe if they'd waited another year, we could have had a really good graphical capability game there. But, that's just my opinion. So, should we move on to the processors, Kieran?
Yeah, sure. It's also rumored to have a full dual-core AMD 64 Bordeaux processor. So basically, that's four dual-core processors with a total of 8 cores. I guess that's kind of good, but it's like having 8 weak cores. So it's like I don't know if it's even gonna benefit at all.
Well, it's hard to speak about because it depends what I guess it depends what tasks the PS3 will be doing. Because I imagine that Sony will allow the developers to how would you say it? Sony would allow the developers to set how much memory would be used for each game, how many cores would be used, how it would be utilized, what they'd actually do with it, whether it would be for graphics or processing or performance. We're just not sure yet. So task-wise, we can't really determine how good these cores are going to be because we don't know how the developers are going to use it in essence. Because gaming is incredibly graphic orientated, as we found out in previous games, haven't we, Karen?
Yeah, because personally, I think it would be better off having four really good cores compared to 8 mediocre cores. But yeah,
Yeah,
hey ho.
but it's pricing. I mean, when this PS4 comes out, I imagine it's going to be what about 400 quid, something like that. That's what I'd wager
Yeah.
because new technology on the market. So I'd like to see how Microsoft would match that price, or maybe they make it lower. Because usually the Xboxes come a bit lower price, but then you have to do the whole Xbox Live thing for the internet. I'm pro PlayStation, by the way, for future reference, and Kieran is pro Xbox.
Yeah, all the way.
So we're just like we have these little clashes, but when it comes down to gaming, it doesn't really matter what console you use as long as you're a gamer, in my opinion. I mean, there's lots of other specs we could talk about here, but I don't think it's not too good to dwell on it unless we've missed something out. Anything, Kieran? Have we? Do you think we've missed anything
I
out?
guess we could talk about the GPU.
The GPU.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what I'm reading here, it says it's got a AMD R10XX.
Mm.
Well, I haven't really heard of something like this, but apparently it's based on the 7970, which is supposed to be a
Mm.
very good CPU, like, out there.
Yeah, that is quite a good CPU, especially for the PC side of things.
Because like I read up
Uh,
like there's like a little side story thing, and it was talking about like the two CPUs which like fight for supremacy like in our time right now.
yeah, yeah. So it's basically Intel versus AMD. It's always going to be like that. Personally, I prefer Intel, but that's probably because that's what Apple use, and I'm a massive Apple fan. So I think we've said all we can on the PlayStation 4. Don't you think?
Yeah, there's so much more, but we can't fit it in.
That's
Yeah,
it. Have we've run out of time for today, have we?
unfortunately.
Oh, it's a shame. Well, I hope you've enjoyed listening to our ramblings yet again. This time Kieran was in on the action. Hope you enjoyed him being along with us. I certainly did. It's much better than talking to a computer by yourself.